Welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 17. We are here live from a semi-quarantine that was not meant to rhyme. We are 6 feet apart using the wide zoom lens. And today, how are you doing, Alejandro?
Dude, I'm doing great. You know, glad to be back. Glad to be back in the studio. You know, my voice sounds so much better now in this microphone. I love it.
Kind of. Today we're going to go ahead and go over Bundesliga. They're still steaming along and rolling. We're also going to cover the Peyton Tiger versus Phil and Tom, the match. I don't know if a lot of people watched that. We're also going to talk about NFL and how Dak said no to $145 million, as well as Russell Wilson wanting Antonio Brown and wanting him and talking to the Seahawks about it. Also going to talk about Liga MX being canceled. Might bring up the COVID Community Shield, which is coming back live very soon. And we're also going to bring up the fact that, guess what? Sports are slowly coming back.
Yes, man. It's great to hear that, man.
But yeah.
All right, I mean, Bundesliga, man, we had some pretty good games. Dortmund again, back on track, winning 2-0 against Wolfsburg. And for some reason, I saw ESPN say Bayern kind of like had a fright, like they almost like tied or whatever, and then I saw it was 5-2.
Oh yeah, no.
I was just like,
I just remembered that was the game we were talking about earlier. We were talking about how the Spanish commentary of Bundesliga is so much more exciting. I did like what I believe Mönchengladbach did with the cutouts of their fans.
Yeah, I saw that.
It didn't look bad.
No.
It did not look bad, I have to say.
You know, Chivas did that once in a game where they only had they didn't have fans, and for some reason, Vergara, I guess, thought it would be a good idea to have like crowd noise or whatever. And
yeah,
because the players didn't like it.
I mean, the players didn't like it. It's basically on the sport too. I know for a fact that some teams wanted it, and the NFL wants crowd noise. The Atlanta Falcons were fined for pumping in crowd noise during a game. I don't know if you knew that. So
I mean, it's a strategy in football, especially when you're home and you're in defense and the away team's offense. You know, it's a strategy. The crowd helps out a lot.
And I think so I think they did have crowd noise pumped into that game too, I think. And
oh wow.
And even with the minimal amount of people there, the minimal amount of crowd noise, it still has that atmosphere a little bit. You know, just got to turn up the microphones a little bit. And I guess the stands didn't look bad. They looked like they had fans, and
it did.
The optics were better, I guess, than an empty crowd, empty stadium.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I personally like watching soccer with no fans. Because I like hearing everything that the players yell, the coaches yell.
Okay, Skip. Not Skip.
I do.
Shannon does that. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp does that, where he watches football or sports games without commentary, so he's not,
or just silence
on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, not even just mute, just being able to hear the players on the pitch. I actually like that. I don't know if you've ever seen a video. I know NFL does a lot of mic'd ups.
Mm-hmm.
In soccer, they did one with the referee. I forgot what league it was.
I think it was Australia.
Yeah, but you can hear the referee communicating with the sideline, with the VAR and everything, and it's so dope. It's so dope. A lot of people think they don't really communicate that much, but it's a lot of talking between referees.
Oh hell yeah! There's a lot going on, and I guess in the sports world, Bundesliga is dominating right now. Soccer, I guess you had Bayern 5-2 against Eintracht Frankfurt. The other one that I watched, that was another game that I watched. I think it was it was the Red Bulls, Leipzig. And Timo Werner with the hat trick. He ended his scoring drought. He came back strong, had 3 goals. Yeah,
he's a player that needs to go to a bigger club already. Not that Leipzig's not a bad team, but I mean, even going to Dortmund, even going to Bayern, something like that.
Let's be honest. A big this is what a big club is. Big club is you have $100 on the line for a FIFA game. If you don't choose one of these teams, they're not a big club.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to choose Dusseldorf. You're not going to choose.
Exactly. You're not going to use Leipzig.
Yeah.
But Timo Werner, where could he go? Where could he possibly go?
I'd love him at Chelsea.
I know we talked about him going to Chelsea. He'd be a perfect fit, but you guys are probably looking for Aubameyang.
which is all right. He has experience in the EPL, but I think it's a lockdown. He's going to go to Liverpool.
Timo Werner. I know
Yeah.
that's the biggest rumor. He is a club fan, and I mean, why would that leave Firmino? Because Firmino's not really a solid striker. He kind of can play center attacking mid and center forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see how they combine Firmino with Timo Werner.
And I mean, that's a lot of attacking, and at some point you need to worry about who do you play, because that becomes a thing of you can't have too much talent, because then you just overthink who you put in. You're gonna make somebody upset, and somebody's got to budge. So I mean, I love Firmino, but it'd be a much better. I mean, he's a pure striker.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's not forget
Timo
he's
Werner.
fast.
Yeah,
He would fit a lot better with Salah and Mane.
yeah, true.
So, I mean, dude, going back to Bayern, I want to talk about Davis.
Oh, yeah.
This dude, left back, he's Canadian. He went from a mid-table MLS team.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot which MLS team he played in, but he went from an MLS team to Bayern Munich, and due to injuries, he became a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And he became he got a new contract, I think, and he is honestly one of the best left backs in the league right now, in the world right now, at 19 years old.
Yeah, it's un chamaco, 19 years old.
Yeah.
He came from the Whitecaps, Vancouver Whitecaps, and then over to Bayern in 2019. And yeah, I mean, he's the biggest revelation so far. And
Dude, the kid is fast, dude,
he
and
is.
he's good with the ball, man. He can play left back and left mid. He's kind of like an Alaba 2.0. Younger, and then Alaba had been adapting the center back position due to injuries.
Yeah.
The fact that this kid has stepped up this much, dude, and I mean Canadian, like you don't see a bunch of Canadian superstars, you know.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of them. I don't know of a Canadian soccer superstar. The only Canadian I know superstar, and it's not wrestling, is Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah,
I don't know. Sidney Crosby.
I mean, yeah, it's not a lot. I mean,
Uh,
it's probably just mostly hockey players.
Brett the Hitman Hart. By the way, one of the biggest things I know. Again, here we are talking about wrestling again. But did you hear what happened in the Jaguars NFL stadium?
I didn't.
So, AEW is a company that rivals WWE, and they're a little bit more edgy. Look at us. They're new. They're owned by Tony Khan, which is the Jaguars owner.
Okay.
So they did this thing called a stadium stampede, which is, again, it's wrestling. It is what it is. But they went around the entire Jaguar stadium on the field. There was a ring at center field. They had the Jaguars cheerleaders. They had the mascot who got a finishing move on him and was never heard of from again. There was moonsaults from the goalposts. They went into the bars, and you should watch it if it's the greatest thing that ever happened. Again, just for entertainment value.
For wrestling, I saw something on Twitter about some two wrestlers fighting in the cage match or something like that. I don't know if you know anything about that.
In a cage match.
Yeah, something like that. I saw it on Twitter. It didn't say WWE. It said something else. I don't know if it's that new company you're saying.
Maybe, but
It was trending on Twitter. I was like, huh. Well, I'm mentioning this to Tony.
but no. But yeah, so Bundesliga's coming back. There's news of other leagues starting, other leagues getting canceled.
Yeah, La Liga is supposed to come back, I think, June 8th.
La Liga has a hard date already with June 8th, and I think it's coming. I mean, it's coming up soon. We're in mid. ¿Qué día es hoy?
Time's flying by,
Memorial
dude.
Day.
2020 is honestly flying by.
Sometimes.
April took forever, and March.
Yeah.
May is flying by. We're almost in June already.
And with La Liga coming back, June 8th, how many match days are left? Do you happen to know?
Honestly, I think maybe like 10, less than 10. Because I think they were like in 20 something, and I know there's 38, so it's probably a little bit more than 10.
Okay. Because we're in match day 26 or 27 in the Bundesliga. So the Liga has 38 matches. Interesting. So I'm just thinking about this because talking about the transfers and how that's going to go down, and what happens if you lose a star player in the middle of your season getting restarted.
Yeah, so they played 27 games.
So they played 27
so they
games.
need 11 more games.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So right now Barca's in first with 58, Madrid second, 56, Sevilla with 47. Wow, Atletico is actually in sixth place with 45 points.
That's very
3 points away, 2 points away from third place, but still.
That's really
Surprising.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think these affect more the relegation battles.
Exactly.
Because that, you're risking more there. If you're third or fourth place and or you don't make Champions League, that's one thing. But getting relegated from your league, that's I think that's a little bit,
losing a lot of money.
That's losing a lot of money, higher stakes, and I think it's a little unfair, honestly.
And
right?
It's pretty much losing a lot of your players
Mhm.
because they go from those players lose so much value, and a
And
lot of them want to leave and stay in the professional league. Obviously,
yeah,
blame them.
and so right now we have Mallorca, Leganes, and Español over in La Liga that are technically in the relegation zone right now. Celta, Eibar, and Valladolid.
Wow, Español
around
in
there.
last place.
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy to see them relegate. No more Barcelona derby.
Yeah, until la Copa del Rey or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then now over the weekend, you had Liga MX, who also made an announcement that for the remainder of Clausura has been clausurada.
Yeah,
It's
they
done.
canceled it. I mean, it kind of sucks. I know there was a player from Chivas that got tested positive
Mm-hmm.
for COVID-19. He was asymptomatic.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't release the player's name. They said it was up to the player if you want to share that with the media, with people. I guess he didn't. But yeah, I mean, they didn't choose. They didn't give Cruz Azul the title, even though they were in first place by a couple points. I
They
know those
can't
fans
catch a break.
they're salty, but I mean, with the Liga MX, they have playoffs,
Yeah.
and if you don't have playoffs, you can't really count the champion. The Copa MX might still happen though, and that is Cholos versus Monterrey.
Yeah, and they're in talks. I know Papi Hank over in TJ,
Mm-hmm.
is advocating for it. I mean, I think if it's one game and both sides find a way to have everybody tested, have everybody cleared, have everybody quarantined somewhere, you can put them somewhere in Mexico where, I mean, you can put them anywhere in Mexico where it's low, or you can even take them somewhere else. I mean, the Copa MX, yeah, it's a Copa MX, but if there's somewhere in like Texas that has a stadium that is fine, there's nobody that just throw them up there.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I know Cholos fans are eager. They want that final. They want that trophy again.
yeah,
It's been a while since they got on the trophy,
yeah,
and I know personally my brother. He's super excited for this final. He's been excited because Cholos have been doing really bad. They did bad this tournament. So did Monterrey. They were pretty much both of them were in the bottom three of the table. So it was surprising that they both got to that final. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't see why the final shouldn't take place.
yeah.
It's just one game.
Yeah, no spectators,
Yeah,
no
it's kinda
nothing.
like how the Bundesliga is doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's possible, again, if there's a way for all teams and everybody involved and trainers and managers to be quarantined, tested, everything clear, sure, go for it. Even if you have like one or two that test positive, of course they can't play. They're out for
Yeah.
an injury.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
if you're injured.
Yep.
But I feel as far as something happening, it's something that they need, and we'll get a little bit more insight as far as how Liga MX and Mexican fans are taking this when we talk to John Barbon on Friday.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for that.
For those of you that might not know, John Barbon, exclusively in Spanish for our Spanish listeners. I don't know. I'm still debating if I'm going to translate all of that because as I discovered in this venture, putting subtitles from Spanish to English or the other way, I guess, takes a while. As found out with the great Yair.
Yeah. I mean, if
Estilo.
you don't know who John Barbon is, follow him on Instagram. Is John.Barbon.
Mm-hmm.
He has 100-something thousand followers on Instagram, and he does a lot of transfer rumors, and he has a lot of connections, and he does a lot of interviews with high-profile people. Like
Yeah.
he had one with Miguel Herrera. I know he's gonna
Yojo.
talk to Hector Reynoso tomorrow at night.
Yeah, he had a Pineda, he had a Rubén Amarromano, Cardoso,
Cristante.
if you Hernan Cristante, one of my favorite goalkeepers of all time. If you follow Liga MX, you know who these people are. He had Pony Ruiz, and we're gonna have a chance to talk to him for an interview and get his point of view as far as what's this all looking like. Would he want Copa MX because he's a Chivas fan, so he's a neutral when it comes to that. To those teams, but it'll be interesting to get his point of view coming up this Friday. We'll release the interview maybe over the weekend. But let's see. Let's try this because you're here. Here, I'll let you poke it.
Okay.
Put it right there.
Right here. Oh,
look at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it half, and it's a soft intro because it's kind of NFL. It's kind of not NFL. But the biggest sports thing that happened, the sporting event that happened over this weekend.
It's probably the biggest sporting thing that's happened in the U.S.
In the U.S. over the weekend. Thank you for that. After the Last Dance, it's live, I guess, was Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson, lefty. To my surprise, you're a fan of golf.
I do enjoy watching golf. I'll always watch the Masters, and sometimes other tournaments that they have. And I mean, now I always like Tiger Woods since I was little. I would watch it with my dad, and to me, it's an interesting sport because there's a lot of mechanics to it. It's a lot of strategy, man. It's what club you're gonna use, the wind, how the green is laid out.
Yeah, I feel I learned a lot about playing golf from listening to Phil and Tiger because Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are two of the greatest of all time at their own sport, but you're definitely out of your element. And then you have that's the Tiger Woods and lefty Mickelson, who are pretty much guiding you there. You're not in your territory, you're not in their element.
And it's funny because Brady and Mickelson, it's a funny team. Yeah. Because I mean, Brady completely was garbage. He was really bad.
There were reports. I don't know if you saw this. There were reports that he was practicing all day, where Peyton Manning and Tiger went in and warmed up with a couple balls over there. Tom Brady had already hit like a whole game's worth earlier in the day to practice to make up for his lack of golf knowledge.
Maybe he was tired already. He was a bit sore.
So
but that's a competitiveness in him.
But I don't think we watched it. I mean, here's the thing. Would you have watched it had there not been this corona outbreak thing?
No, but that was the whole point of this. It was to raise money for it.
They did raise $20 million for coronavirus COVID-19 relief. So good on them. But again, I personally didn't watch it for the golf itself. I watched it for the trash talking, and there
was a lot of funny parts.
Yeah, in the beginning they had asked Peyton Manning if you can have a caddy because he didn't have a caddy.
Mm-hmm. None of them had caddies.
They asked him a couple questions as far who would he want as a caddy. Let's see.
Because Gronk does whatever Tom asked him to do. Gronk go wrestle, take a year off, come play in Tampa with me later. You bring Eli, could do that. You bring Nick Foles. I was thinking maybe Belichick, Bill Belichick, caddy for me, and just to see how that kind of would have worked.
I love it. And this is the first Tom Brady is without Belichick. His first loss without Belichick. He's 0-1 without Belichick. Twitter lit Tom Brady up. They were lighting him up for everything. Mm-hmm. He did rip his pants very early on. This was 5 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time. I mean, is
that usually 18, how long golf takes?
Yeah, it's 18 holes, so I mean, it does take a while. I know the carts that they have, they were custom made by some like shop. Those like car shows that they make custom cars and all that. So one of them did the custom built the golfing carts. They were super fast, and I know they were going to auction them after the golf match as well.
Oh, really? We're looking at some of the carts right now. They look comfortable. I mean,
they do.
Everybody got their own little cart. Just drive it around. Tiger Woods actually owns this golf course. There was a lot of trash.
So the thing with this one, they had a lot of like challenges in between. Like some people would tell them, like Charles Barkley. So there was a whole. There's a part 3. I don't know if you know what a part 3 is.
Yeah.
So
No,
there's
I
a
don't.
course. Each course has an amount of par.
Okay.
So say if it's part 3, that means it's a short course.
Okay.
That means you have 3 shots to stay at 0, to kind of make it in the hole. So say if you hit the ball, you're gonna make it in the green, and then if you hit your second shot, you make it in. You go -1, which is really good. It's a shot under, you know.
Okay.
If you shoot it in 3, you stay at 0. That's a par. If you go over, that's a bogey, which is +1.
The one thing I've never been able, but before that, just
Good morning.
thank you.
So, anyways, in this part 3 courses, there was a hole-in-one challenge.
Okay.
Where if you made a hole-in-one, the people that organized the event, they would donate $10 million.
Was that the one that Brady made?
No. So Brady,
Okay.
Brady made a different shot. He made it for birdie.
Okay.
But there was another challenge where they had to putt with iron clubs. So it's usually when you're in the green, you want to putt with the putter,
Okay.
and then they were actually putting with iron clubs, which usually makes the ball
Okay.
go farther. And
It's
stuff.
it's the one in the middle between the driver and that one.
Yes.
Which
You
I
remember the Wii
okay.
Sports and Wii Sports and golf. You never played that?
I've never.
Oh,
This
man.
is how much I know about golf. Look, I like golf because I like being told who's in first place and who to root for. That's usually Tiger, and it's always Tiger who I root for. I know because of osmosis who like Brooks Koepka was, who was on the phone with Tom Brady
Yeah.
on there. I know who Bubba Watson is. Sure.
Yeah, there's a
But
lot of
I have
them.
no idea what the scoring is. I've played mini golf. For mini golf, it's just however many times you hit it. Here, golf, there's different
think about
rules.
it.
There's birds. There's eagles. There's
I'm gonna take you play foot golf one day,
okay.
and I'm gonna teach you, because it's the same thing as foot golf.
Is it really
Yeah. So say you have 5 shots to make it.
okay?
Your goal is to make it in as little as many shots.
Yes.
So if you make it in, say you have 5.
Uh huh.
If you make it in 3, that's an eagle. That's a -2, 2 under.
Oh,
That's really good. If you make it in 4, that's a birdie. That's -1. If you make it in 5, that's a par. That's 0. You stay at 0.
okay.
Everyone starts at 0.
Okay,
If you make it in 6, that's +1. That's a bogey.
that's a bogey, double
Plus
bogey,
2, double
triple
bogey,
bogey.
triple bogey, and so on. And your whole goal is to stay under 0.
Interesting. Yeah, the one who with the less shots.
Sometimes they all suck,
points
and
wins.
sometimes you're like, oh, the first place is +1, everyone else is +3, +4. That's when everyone's playing bad. Charles, in the hole-in-one challenge, Charles Barkley actually told Tom Brady, hey, Tom, I'll donate $15,000 if you will just hit the green. Like, it's supposed to be an easy shot.
Yeah.
And he
And this
went
one made
all
it.
the way into the woods. Tom Brady like completely messed that one up. He went into the woods. I was watching it, and then I saw Tom Brady just go straight into a pond, and he was like, "So where do I drop the ball after this?" Like, he didn't even know where to go.
Yeah, they were
so-
totally out of their element. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
could say, that's why, like, it's you see Tom Brady struggling. I think that was my
Yeah.
best part, the favorite part of this whole thing. You see the perfect golden boy just trip over his own feet and suck at a
But then
sport.
he hit that amazing shot. They were talking smack to him. They're like, and he said, just watch, guys, just watch. And he hit an amazing shot from far, and just bounced, rolled into the hole.
Trying to find it here, actually, but yeah, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how hard that is to do. I don't know how.
I think it's. Have you ever tried to hit a golf ball with an actual
Nope.
driver? It's so hard.
Is it really?
It's really hard, especially for us Joey people. Oh my god, it's so difficult.
Yeah, 'cause
But
you
you're
have to
pretty
twist.
athletic, but you might be able to get the hang of it. But it's really difficult, man.
Yeah, actually, I heard an interview. Where did I hear this interview? Somewhere. I think on the Pat McAfee was talking with a couple. No, it was actually Nick Hardwick.
Okay.
Might have been. I don't even know. They were talking with amongst other sports people, and they were talking just elite athletes about who the hardest sport to do. They all agreed golf was one of the hardest things, just because
It
you're in
requires
your
so
own
much
head.
patience. Yeah.
It's you versus you essentially, and those elite athletes have that much respect for golf, and everybody likes to play golf at the end of the career. So it's expensive to play. It's not accessible for everybody.
Yeah, the clubs are expensive. I mean, you can go if you're here in Chula Vista area. National City Golf Course has good course. If you're a soccer fan and you want to play foot golf, National City course, great course to play foot golf.
National City is the best. Just saying, better Chula Vista.
But yeah, no, golfing in itself, it's pretty difficult. I mean, I have a couple friends that played golf in high school. They did it just to like fuck around and stuff, but to have fun.
And it wasn't just Tom Brady and Peyton Manning going at it. You even had Tiger and Phil. You can tell these guys are friends going at it too.
Chuck, you got any swing tips for me? I'm struggling.
Hey, brother, listen, I'm not that guy you need tips from.
That was Charles Barkley talking to Tom Brady. Charles Barkley has one. I mean, I don't know anything about golf. He has one of the worst golf swings I've ever seen. Have you seen this man swing?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How does somebody like that's not like he's
just talking so much smack. And he was getting on Brady's head, man.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he was frustrated. He's not used to sucking, and I could tell he wasn't having that much fun. As soon as he started, because they made a comeback, they were losing really bad, Brady and Mickelson.
Yeah.
They were down by a couple shots, and then towards the end, they made a comeback, and they were only down by one. And it was down to the last hole, but Peyton Manning and Tiger Woods ended up taking it.
There was some great tweets coming out of this. Sean Payton, head coach of the New Orleans Saints, tweeting, "I like this new Florida Brady" on Sundays. But here's Tiger talking smack to Phil Mickelson as he's literally, I mean, I'm pretty sure not supposed to be there.
No,
you're not supposed to be in the dirt.
So the thing with this, the weather was really bad. It was pouring on them, and I mean, Brady and Manning are used to playing in bad weather. Brady's used to the rain and the snow, and it was pouring. And then he looked at Manning. He's like, "So when's the strong stuff supposed to drop?"
Yeah, and there was a point where Brady told Tom, "Oh, Manning, you're more of a dome quarterback," and which I mean he won a Super Bowl in Denver. But again, here's Tiger Woods and Phil going at a little back and forth.
I've seen Phil do some odd things before, but having teed up mark that ball has got to be up there.
Want me to use one of my U.S. Open medals?
Do you have one?
Huh?
Do you have any? I got some silver ones. Do you have any of the gold ones? Either one will work.
I should have three on my
All right, if I hit it, let me have it over.
I mean, you love to see it.
I mean, the thing is, for a while, I mean, this was when I was younger, but I do my research. When I'm curious about when I'm curious about something like this.
Okay.
For a while, it was just Mickelson and Tiger just going head to head, and fucking Tiger always won. Always beat lefty.
Always.
And that's that reference. I got silver ones.
No, yeah.
He will get second place.
If there's one thing I know, it's Phil Mickelson, and he's lefty because he's from San Diego. That's how I know. Yeah. That's how I know who he is and what he is about. What it's about. But I knew he always got his ass kicked by Tiger, and
I mean, it's the
closest thing to a rivalry that Tiger ever had.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks how Tiger had that complete mental breakdown.
Jordan Spieth. There's another one.
Yeah. There you go. And you can't forget Happy Gilmore.
Obviously Happy Gilmore and Bob Barker.
Shooter McGowan.
But he actually said, Mickelson, before it started, that he brought his patented Tiger Killer, the Tiger Slayer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he beat Tiger once with this club, and he's brought it ever since. And
nice.
He brought it, obviously didn't work, but it was a great event.
There was this one highlight where Manning's about to putt, and Tiger's just trying to coach him. He was like, "You don't want to hit it too hard because it's downhill." And Manning just hits it. He's like, "Oh shit! I completely nuked that," and it just goes out of the green into the other. He's like, "I completely nuked that, man." And
I think I found Brady, and for his what was it? It wasn't a hole on one. You said it was a.
It was a birdie.
It was a birdie. Shot. Okay, which is his second shot.
So if it depends, if it was a four,
depends on the hole.
It was a third shot.
Okay, let's see.
Have a chance. Chuck, I've been focusing on football, bro. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, man.
Ready to dominate.
Yeah.
Go in! Yeah! Oh, my goodness!
Oh, you made it!
Wow!
Chuck, take a second at Chuck. Shut your mouth, Chuck.
Does Brady talk like this on the field? Is this his trash talk?
I don't think so.
Hey, buddy, there you go.
Shut your mouth, Chuck.
Take that.
I really hope not. I mean, I don't think he's that nice. I don't think he trash talks that much.
I mean, that was the beginning of his trash talk. This gets intense.
Go to that medicine. Get your butt out here. I haven't hit a good shot in 8 holes, so I'd like to speak for a little bit. Everyone get comfortable at home.
Yes. The
Mom
floor
and
is
Dad,
yours.
I love you very much.
The floor is yours.
What's up, big guy?
Mommy, papi, los quiero.
Yeah,
That's his best trash talk.
You could tell he's not used to trash talking. He's more of a, you know what? Let me put my head down. Let me do my skills do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love it. You know, Peyton Manning is actually funny. Like his trash talk's actually pretty funny.
It's always been,
Yeah.
and that you always hear that from former teammates. That Tom Brady, that Peyton Manning. We watched the Saturday Night Live with Peyton Manning.
I have not.
It's one of the greatest shows with a sports personality ever. Like you could go back and look at it and watch it. He has one of the best skits of all time where he's playing with United Way kids, just like morritos, and he's playing football and like, hey, like let's go and.
I have seen it.
Yes,
I have seen it. Yes,
yeah.
yes, I have.
So that's Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
That's the real Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
and so, you know, at the end of the day, did I learn anything? No.
It was fun. It was fun watching them.
It was fun watching. I was there for the trash talk. I was there for the sport
memes.
of it, for the memes, I guess. But this actually kind of gave me an idea as far as, you know, because this ended up being the number one viewed golf event in cable history.
I bet.
And you know, obviously because of the situation that we're in and everything going on, but what other? So this was Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, football players,
Yeah.
teaming up with other professionals from that sport
Mm-hmm.
in a game. So let's do this. What celebrity would you want to pair with what athlete in what sport to make this be a little bit better?
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, we can literally just do Justin Timberlake and, you know, I'm trying to figure out a few new baseball players.
Dwayne Johnson.
No, I mean Justin Timberlake and LeBron James playing ping pong.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, to me, if it's something like this to raise money,
Yeah.
I don't know why I would want to see them playing poker.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And
High stakes celebrity poker.
Kevin Hart likes to play poker,
Okay.
and I've seen him. I mean, I would pick Kevin Hart and an athlete to play poker. I would love to see him play poker with. You know what? I'll put him with Cristiano Ronaldo because I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo play poker as well.
Interesting.
Kevin Hart with Cristiano Ronaldo
Okay. Just
playing
back
poker
and forth. Who else is at that table? Let's add
at that
a
table.
couple more
Ooh.
people.
I would want to add The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, because he has
Yeah.
that great relationship with Kevin Hart. And they talk shit, and I would love to see that on the table.
I mean, why not Messi? I mean, because look,
Add
this
Messi.
is
Add
the
Messi to
two greatest of all time quarterbacks. Two of the two best quarterbacks of all time, with two of the best golfers of all time. So it's not like it's you know, scrub versus scrub.
No, yeah.
So I mean, I think a Messi Ronaldo against I guess the Rock and
Kevin Hart. That'd be pretty funny to watch.
But I mean, if anybody else out there has any ideas as far as what celebrity, athlete,
High stakes
and
poker, man.
sport they
Or any
wanna
sport.
see.
You know, I would love to see people doing penalty shootouts.
That's usually a somehow I've never understood it. Somehow always goes terribly.
People are not good with their legs.
Will Smith. Did you ever watch Will Smith
I think I have.
kick that penalty?
Dude, I would want to see. I would want to see like a quarterback super like Lamar Jackson or Mahomes. See how much they suck at kicking a soccer ball.
What if they're good?
Maybe, who knows?
That was not
So-
that was not him. I mean, we did see Dirk Nowitzki a while back. I don't know if you remember that, playing soccer. Did you ever watch Dirk Nowitzki play soccer?
Was he good?
No.
Because I mean, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant was actually pretty good at soccer.
From what's reported, Kobe Bryant was good at soccer.
I mean, he grew up in Italy.
Yeah, so you got to give him that. He was a Rossinetti fan. But yeah, so
yeah, for some people, it's really difficult to use their legs.
It's
hard. It sounds weird for us because we played soccer our whole lives. Anybody out there that played soccer is like, really? It's hard for people to use their legs.
Honestly,
but for people, some people they can't do three. Keeping it up, they can't do three.
Well,
you know?
I mean, three is a lot sometimes.
I mean, it's hard for me, but for other people,
I was a goalkeeper. I mean, you don't need to do that as a goalkeeper. That was always my excuse.
Even kicking a ball hard or far,
Yeah.
it's hard for them. Like they don't have that coordination.
I used to have people kick goal kicks for me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I used to be the one doing the goal kicks.
Oh, you would have been my friend.
No,
you were a center back, weren't you too?
Yes, I was.
Hey, and you would have hated me because I would have like.
I would hate it because then I would have to catch up to the freaking the line and defense all the way up the midfield.
I'd make you run for the ball.
Oh no! I would send my left or my right back. I would send the left or the right back before, man. Oh man! But yeah, I mean, it was an event, nice event. They raised $20 million, like you said, and hopefully it's looking pretty good. I think San Diego's opening a little too fast. Hopefully there's not a second wave or anything like that.
Let's just be completely open about this because I just want to see if I can do this.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody's, like I said last week, everybody's in a different place with their openings, soft reopenings, and whatnot. If as you see me here, I did. We did measure. Well, I did, making sure that we're being safe too.
And we're not wearing the mask just because it's uncomfortable to speak with this mask, just for the podcast purposes.
I mean, I wash my mouth with that Germ-X, so like the president said. So,
like the president said.
This is not a political podcast.
Oh man, we're not talking about that guy. But yeah, it's looking like we're heading into the right direction. Like you said, sports are coming back little by little. And I mean, hopefully by the time the NFL starts, everything is in the clear.
And speaking about NFL, Odyssey. All right, cool, got it.
Russell Wilson, man.
Russell Wilson.
What's wrong with that guy?
So I mean, Russell Wilson has been talking. There have been reports that he's been talking to his higher ups.
He wants AB back. He wants AB his team.
To have Adrian. Who the hell is Adrian?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Adrian Brown. Antonio Brown, who is a nutcase and still doesn't have an agent.
It surprises me from Wilson because he's a humble person.
Yeah.
And then he wants that like toxic person in the locker room. I get it. He needs the weapons.
Does he though?
You got Lockett and Metcalf.
Olsen. You got Rashad Penny back there. You got Carson. If you were to add, and see, this is how I see it.
I mean, who would you rather have, Lockett or Brown? I mean, Brown is
you would have all of them.
30 years old.
You would have all three automatically if you give Russell Wilson a threat of Antonio Brown, Lockett, and Metcalf.
That's a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
That's a Super Bowl contender right there.
He's made it with Marshawn.
Can he keep the discipline, though? That's the thing.
I think he can. If anybody can, Pete Carroll can.
You think he learned his lesson?
Yeah, I mean, if Pete Carroll is kind of like Phil Jackson. He's a little zen. He's a little,
I can see that.
He understands the kids, and he's part of the.
I can see why he didn't work out with Gruden.
Definitely, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Even
you gotta do it my way or you're out.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown doesn't roll like that.
So nobody knows how long his suspension is gonna be when he does come back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they can't start the investigation per the NFL unless he does get signed.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in between that. But interesting to see Antonio Brown still in the conversation to come back to the NFL. I think that's always going to be one of those what if. And eventually, if he does come back, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be too late. He's already missed about 2 years, about a year and a half. Because last year he didn't play.
Yeah.
He missed the end of the season with the Steelers back when he was over there. Because remember he was caught high speeding on the freeway the morning of.
I mean, I don't know if he's been keeping up with workouts or whatever. I mean, I would love to see him in the league again.
Yeah,
I would not like to see him in the Seahawks because that would mean play against the Rams.
I mean the
But,
Rams can play against anybody at this point, and you're still gonna be like, well, I don't want.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dak Prescott.
Wrong one. Absolutely wrong sound effect, and that's we're still learning. But Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that sums it up, man. This guy denied a contract 5-year deal for 175 mil.
175 million. What can 175 million buy?
That's a little like it's like a little north of 30 a year.
Yeah, and so his whole point with saying no to it, or the reports of him saying no, is that he wants to be paid.
That contract made him the highest paid quarterback.
It would have made him the highest paid quarterback, but his reasoning is he wants the bulk of it towards the last years instead of in the first years. Because by the time that those last years of his contract, of this contract that he gets, you're going to have people like Lamar Jackson. You're going to have Patrick Mahomes with his crazy contract. And then, but here's the thing. He wants, who he wants to get paid like? He wants to get paid like Russell Wilson. He doesn't have the resume.
No, he doesn't.
Russell Wilson took the Seahawks to 2 Super Bowls and won one.
I mean, the thing is, when Watson, Mahomes, and Jackson get out of their rookie contracts,
Yeah.
they're each so it's gonna be Watson with the record-breaking contract, then it'll be Mahomes, and then it'll be Lamar Jackson, each breaking each other's record. And these guys trying to get on that level. I saw a tweet. It was hilarious to me. It said they quoted on Twitter. You know how you can quote the tweet. It said, "This dude thinks he's Lamar Mahomes."
Lamar Mahomes. Interesting.
Like combination, like he thinks he's that good, and he's not. He's not.
Vale
Honestly.
verga.
I mean, I think Andy Dalton would do just as good as Dak Prescott in that team.
Honestly, yeah. So
Andy Dalton is not a bad quarterback.
So what he rejected was 10 times more than Andy Dalton was worth, according to Pro Football Talk and according to a couple of other articles. That's saying they say that Dak Prescott's better than Andy Dalton, and he's worth 3-4 more wins. Is those 3 or 4 more wins worth paying Dak 10 times more than Andy Dalton? No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. And they're saying that they have the third or fourth best receiving core at this moment. CeeDee Lamb, Randall Cobb, and Amari Cooper, with Zeke onto that, with a decent O-line. I mean, Dak Prescott has absolutely no excuses to say, hey, no, like pay me more. No, he has no excuse to not get it done. He has no excuses to.
I heard he wants 45 mil a year. That's insane.
I mean, do it. As an Eagles fan, do it. You know what? Pay him. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Pay him whatever he wants. Ransom. Just pay him.
Yeah,
it's gonna screw them over in the long run. And Jerry Jones is being smart about it.
Speaking from a Rams fan, we paid Goff way too much, and
it's your fault.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be blaming you and blaming the Rams for paying that much for that little.
Yeah. They're in the same situation right now, but they're actually being smart about it. The organization not trying to pay Wilson that much.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I can't think of any reasonable person who says, yeah, like let's pay Dak Prescott this much. But like I said, do it by all means. Do it. Pay him everything he wants. But it's not a smart decision. It's just not. It can't be.
I mean, you're already paying Cooper, so
you're paying Cooper and Zeke.
Yeah, and Zeke.
You paid Cooper before you paid Dak.
Prescott, yeah.
Dak, who's been there, who actually led you to playoffs, the first playoffs you've been to since the 90s, and lost against
I mean, obviously,
Aaron Rodgers.
the talent isn't there.
It really isn't.
You know me and my talent talks.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
You know who does have it?
Carson Wentz.
I didn't say that. You said it, and I'm just gonna go
trying to
ahead
feed
and
your ego
end
right
it,
now.
end it there, because I'm gonna end it on a high. Perfect.
There you
You
go.
heard it here
There you go.
first. Carson Wentz, the best
I
quarterback
mean, I
in
never
the
said
league.
he was a bad quarterback.
Yeah, Carson Wentz better than Josh Allen, better than what?
I mean, right now, yes.
Oh,
Right now, yes.
You're still hesitating way too much.
Right now, give Josh Allen a couple, like 1 or 2 more years. Oh man, he's gonna be dangerous.
He'll be dangerous if he can walk.
Same thing for Lamar Jackson and Watson.
I didn't bring up Lamar Jackson. I didn't bring up Watson. You've been
I mean,
bringing these
that's
guys up.
the
I'm
thing with
talking
running
about-
quarterbacks. That run.
I'm just talking about backup to the winning quarterback of the Super Bowl that beat Tom Brady that was referenced to yesterday. Tom Brady hates the Eagles.
Really.
He did, because he was talking about all the colors that Tiger Woods was wearing. He's like, those are Atlanta colors. And he's like, oh yeah, but it's Eagle colors where I'd be a little bit more intense or whatever. That's
I bet he loves the freaking Rams.
I bet he does. He didn't even score a touchdown in that game. What a terrible Super Bowl.
It was a
that
horrible
was. It was
Super Bowl.
horrible.
I was ashamed as a fan.
But yeah, I mean, now that we're here, we do have a couple things. Like we said, Jump Out One coming up this Friday.
Yep.
We also have the quarterfinals that we never finished. I've actually been asked a couple times this past week.
I mean, now we can finally finish it.
Yeah, we can finally finish it. Not only can we finally finish it, it seems like with the upgrades to certain internet connections, we might be able to live stream it.
Woo!
And so with that, we're planning on doing a live stream. And again, let's see if hopefully this pops up. But live stream, boom, 2 balls and a mic, Community COVID Shield this coming weekend. Work hard on that. Anyway,
I mean, if those of you who are still in the COVID, we'll send you guys a reminder.
yeah, we'll let you know when that's coming up. So with that, it's good to be back. Good to be back. Good to be back live ish.
Yeah.
We might even, talking about live, we might even move into a live podcast setup where we start doing these episodes live on YouTube, streaming them, and just so we can have a little bit more interaction and whatnot with people, because people do watch. And hopefully we got some merch coming up soon for you guys, and we'll let you guys know.
Oh, we're announcing that already. Wow.
Are we?
Oh,
Are we?
Oh, wow.
Are we?
Oh, wow. I mean, it's the first weekend that we didn't have The Last Dance, and kind of did hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it did. There was the Lance Armstrong documentary series that started. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
You didn't see that?
I didn't.
So they're having a Lance Armstrong. ESPN is doing a Lance Armstrong documentary. They're also doing a Bruce Lee one, which I actually want to
Bruce Lee
watch.
would actually be interesting.
But the Lance
Lance
Armstrong.
Armstrong, is that the guy?
Whoa, that guy. That should be synonymous.
Is he the cyclist?
Yes, he's a cyclist that won the Tour de France 7 times. He
Ended up cheating.
Everybody cheats
Everybody cheats.
in that sport. Literally everybody cheats in that sport. It's just the best of the cheaters. But his whole thing is that he had, I don't know if you remember the yellow, everybody was wearing like yellow rubber wristbands.
I don't. Are you a cyclist fan?
No, this was just like the biggest thing. I forget sometimes that you are a little younger.
A little.
But these.
Oh, okay.
Everybody used to wear them. And so if you bought one of these, all the money went into cancer research. Fun fact, Lance Armstrong is the person who has singly raised the most money for cancer research ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he did cheat, right?
What?
He did cheat, right?
I mean, yeah, but that's not the point that he cheated. It's just, anyway, he had a opening in this documentary. Let's see if I I can find it because
Did that say serial doper?
yes, because he was a serial doper. He did do a lot of cheating, I guess. But again, everybody cheats. Everybody cheats. Anyway, ESPN came up with it and just had a F-bomb, like tirade, like to open this documentary.
And ESPN is really going into getting into it, man.
That's what I'm gonna ask. So, like, does this mean that we're gonna go ahead and just have, M for mature sports from here on out? Because I'm thinking the NBA is gonna try to come back, and they're gonna have their whole at Disney World. They're gonna have their biodome. However they want to do it. They're gonna go ahead and have no fans, and you're gonna be able to hear the players on the field, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of N-words that happen, like get dropped during NBA games.
Yeah.
F-bombs are one thing. Every other bombs are one thing, but racially charged, and I doesn't say racially charged. It's just the word that gets said.
It's like saying way.
It's like saying way.
Saying way.
But
we're not allowed to use it.
For not us.
Yeah, for not us.
For not us. For not you and I. And
for those of you, for those of them who can use it, it's like saying way.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. Just not as strong.
Or for the Caucasian people, it's like saying dude. If you know what I'm saying.
I mean, yes.
So say, hey, dude.
But if I have a black friend that comes up and says, hey, what's up, dude? Excuse you.
Orale, way. Oh, man.
Dude, what's up? Oh, I can't use the D word.
Dude.
But yeah, I mean, first you had ESPN have the Last Dance, and with the Last Dance, they were said, okay, we're gonna have. I did hear this from Jensen Richards, Extra 1360. You gotta give credit.
Of course.
Like, they warned us, hey, if you want to watch it like this, you can watch it on ESPN, or if you want to watch it censored, you can go ahead and watch it on ESPN2. With this was on ESPN, regular ESPN. This was on.
Did it say TV 14 or did it say M for?
I think it said M for mature and TV,
okay.
like, because you have to. Can't seem to find the actual audio of him.
ESPN. I mean, they've had to work hard, man. They've hard. The other day they put Miracle on. Like
the game,
the movie.
Oh, they put the movie
on ESPN. I wish I would put the actual game. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
They did. I said that because I saw the actual game the other day. I do not. I think
you've seen the movie though, right?
Yeah. But the
game's better.
The game's better.
Yeah.
Do you believe in miracles? That looks like I'm looking up a sex tape or something.
Oh no,
Lance Armstrong. I put Lance Armstrong fuck because that's what he said, but then like I added an ing to make it a verb on YouTube.
Oh no, Tony.
So all that comes up is it's actually a great bit by George Carlin. Fuck Lance Armstrong, but we'll go ahead and leave it.
Man, why are we talking about Lance Armstrong? Man?
Because we were talking about Lance Armstrong because he was swearing. So does that mean we're gonna get like uncensored sports from now on? Is ESPN just
That'd
gonna
be pretty
like,
badass?
Whatever.
Pretty badass.
Like if you want your vanilla sports, go ahead and turn to ESPN2, or you're gonna have ESPN After Dark. I don't know. Like
love to see it.
There's so many possibilities right now that anything is possible.
But one thing's for sure, man. We just want sports back.
Absolutely.
Completely back.
And I think we're gonna get them soon.
Hopefully,
June
man.
is gonna be a good week, good month. Sports are starting up.
Not bad for a first show coming back, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Stay tuned for Friday. We're gonna do that interview. Probably drop it on the weekend, and then stay tuned for that Community COVID Shield live stream.
Absolutely. With that said, thank you guys for joining us.